at State Farm Stadium. Today we've got a Week 5 matchup in store here, as it'll be the Denver Broncos taking on the Arizona Cardinals.
To kick off for the Broncos.
Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
Duggan. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground. If you look at this Bronco defense, they come into this one rounding out the top 10 in the 10 spot against the run.
They've established themselves as a top 10 run-stopping unit in the NFL here in the early going. All signs point to me towards them continuing that throughout the season. They look pretty good, pretty darn cohesive to me.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Let's go. 19 right. Up, Buffalo 18. Check, snap. Go. 70. 79.
Throwing. Duggan. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Benson. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. A gain there of 21 yards.
That's good for a Cardinals.
A lot of times the key is just get him the ball and let him do his thing, and they got it out to him on the left side, and he did exactly that. Excellent run after the catch.
That's quickly out to Harrison. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's 2nd down. The Cardinals had 2-2 through the first 4 weeks of the season. They were winners the last time out, so they'll be looking here to make it 2 in a row.
And when you and I watched tape prepared for this, what we saw was a team that competed hard, and they played well in all 3 phases of the game. And I think if they can carry that over to this week, they've got a really good chance to emerge victorious yet again.
Running out of the gun here with Benson. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. They follow up the gain of 5 by only getting 1 there on 2nd down. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
Here we go. 7 Pirates. Mustang 19. Trap 60. Panther 11.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point. And they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on 4th.
60 70 range. 70 19 tight. 19 tight. 18 Rattler.
Here's Duggan to throw. That's to his running back, complete. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. A big pickup of 12 yards on fourth down to keep this drive from stalling. So the fourth down conversion has him inside the 40 now, 1st and 10.
At the 38-yard line.
Shotgun snap and a give to Benson. And he'll snag about 5 yards down to the 32.
He's tackled at the
Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
From the 32-yard line now, here's a 2nd and 4. They'll go again with Benson. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. This will be play number 9 coming up on this relatively long opening drive as they look to convert on 3rd down.
19 Tiger, 19 Tiger. Dragon 60. Cup 19. Buffalo 18. 19 Lion. Scoop.
Duggan now to throw. Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Pat Surtain. And the Broncos are going to take over once again, and they'll have it at their own 8-yard line. So far this season, this defense has had their issues against the pass, so that's a great sign for them to get the early pick.
Yeah, confidence builder for them and an absolute shock for the quarterback because he went into it. He saw the numbers we saw. He watched them on tape. I think he came into this one thinking this is going to be a big day, and it very well could be. But early in this one, advantage defense.
Here's Nix. That's caught. It's Marvin Mims. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 20. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards.
Good for a Broncos first down. 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line.
To throw is Nix. And this one complete again to Mims. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. So we just called his name on the previous snap, and they go right back to him, Charles, for a 2nd consecutive completion.
Yeah, I think what we're discovering on this drive is that he feels like he has answers no matter what defense you throw up there. He reads it, finds the open spot, and is available for the completion.
Throwing Nix. They'll get that complete to Franklin. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. A gain there of 21 yards.
What an intelligent play as he found open grass and uncovered quickly. A nice clutch play to move the chains. The defense, they've got to do a much better job of accounting for these shorter routes.
Now they'll change things around before the snap. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. From the 48-yard line, here's 2nd down and 7.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
Nix to the air. That is caught by Bryant. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Cardinals' 20-yard line. A really good pickup of 28 yards. They clearly wanted to come out, Charles, and be aggressive throwing the football, and they've been pretty efficient along with that aggressiveness. He's now 4 of 4 on this opening drive.
Yeah, and that's led to a fresh set of downs. I like what he's doing back there. You can tell he's at ease, feels good about what he's doing. I think if I'm the play caller, I'm reading that, I'm continuing to let him throw the football.
Now it's Nix. And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. Second down. And he's certainly not a guy that drops that football very often.
Indeed, because that's a bit of a surprise. I know he's in the middle of some traffic and people, bodies all around him, but he usually has the focus to haul that one in.
To throw, here's Nix. Got him in, here it's Bryant. And the Broncos are going to be looking at first and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line.
That's good. Broncos, first down. First and goal at the 4-yard line.
Harvey is going to go backwards. He'll lose yardage back to the 5. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
It's a loss of 1. Brings up second and goal at the 5-yard line.
No score after 1 on EA Sports. Broncos football as we begin quarter number 2. As they come up now, second and goal. Off the bootleg, here's Nix. Now he's going to step up and run. And he'll just chuck this one up into row G. It's incomplete.
Boy, that was lockdown coverage there. He's scanning for someone to come open. But that was great work to blanket everyone. And in the end, he's just got to throw it away.
This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on third and goal?
Hey, Sean, let's go! To the right, yep.
In motion goes the tight end. A quick throw there is incomplete. Was that the incorrect read or just more an error on the throw by the quarterback?
I lean more towards the latter because it seemed like he was open there, just missed him on the throw.
And a tough one to miss because now you're dealing with a 4th down. So a long drive gets them down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
Following the made field goal, Lutz to kick it away. And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one.
23-yard line.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. Their second drive here of the ballgame, Charles. Remember last time they threw the interception, but the defense held up. It bent a little but didn't break, only giving up the 3 points.
Yeah, obviously they left some points on the table there their last time out, but boy, they have to thank their defense for holding the opposition just 3 after they threw the pick. Their turn now. Back out on the field, put together a good drive, and get some points of their own.
That's good for a
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
That's caught by Harrison, right side. They'll wind up getting just a yard, and that'll make it 2nd down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
Duggan will look to throw this. Got a man. It's the rookie out of the 3rd round. A gain there of 21 yards.
Brandon, what's even more impressive is that came against double coverage. He gashed them with that reception, even with the extra focus that he drew from the defense.
Another one caught by Collins. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. He's been a one-man wrecking crew these last couple of plays. This time 18 more and a 1st down. Seems as if the passing attack's starting to heat up a little bit here in the 2nd quarter.
You can sense and you can see the momentum because now they're reading their patterns downfield, they're understanding the coverages, and they're finding the open holes in the defense.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
And that's exactly what you want on a 1st down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
Now 2nd and 5.
18, Cardinal, 18. Let's go.
Another run here with Benson. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7.
A gain of 10 yards. That's good for the Cardinals. 1st down.
They'll run with Benson. And he'll take this one in for the Arizona touchdown. Trey Benson, his 5th rushing touchdown now on the year. And the Cardinals have taken the lead. Some good running there at the end of the drive. He had the burst that set up the 1st and goal, and then one play later, he's in the end zone.
Brandon, what I liked about that sequence is I'm not sure who made the play call, but they understood the situation, understood the momentum. A nice hard-charging run, give it right back to him, and let him cap things off.
Matt Gay set to kick off.
After the touchdown, it's Gay to kick this one away. McCaffrey on the return. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further.
The Broncos take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Nix from the shotgun. They'll swing this out to Harvey. Calling a gain of 3 on the play. And it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 24-yard line.
Not liking the look. They'll change the play. And movement by one of the Broncos up front. And in comes the flag. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. Back back to throw. Nix. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Looking to throw. Nix. Open man is Bryant. He's got it. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. Well, that's one way to convert on third down, picking up 26 yards.
First and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Working out of the gun is Nix. That's to the running back, R.J. Harvey. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. Back to throw again. Throw left side complete. That's Harvey. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 12 yards that time for number 12 as they move the chains.
But they certainly made a point of getting him involved in the passing game here in the first half. They must have seen something in the scouting that said, hey, we can capitalize on him getting the ball possibly in the open field. And I think in the second half, that may loosen up the defense a little bit to get the running game going back inside.
And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender, couldn't create space, couldn't uncover at the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
Here's 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw again. A short throw to Ingram. They'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Marking down at the 9. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down.
And it's a real luxury when you have a guy who can turn a short throw into a solid gain at any moment. Once he caught that ball, he ID'd where the open grass was and got there in a hurry to pick up a new set of downs for his offense.
Nix looking to throw again. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Bo Nix, touchdown number 18 on the year. And the Broncos are able to move back in front. Will Lutz on for the point after. All right, big problems there on the conversion. A poor snap. It's no good.
Will Lutz to kick off for the Broncos.
Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. That's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Duggan looking to throw. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after their last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on 3rd down to get their momentum going again.
Duggan. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get to 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
They'll try and throw for it here. Going for the deep ball. And that's caught inside the 30. And all the way down to the 24-yard line.
52 yards. And the Cardinals, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 24-yard line.
To throw is Duggan. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Well, they've had success getting the ball to him out of the backfield, but this time they had a man right on him. He was able to break that play up before he could get started.
Here's Duggan to throw. McBride on the slant. And he'll take this one in for the Arizona touchdown. Trey McBride, 23 yards for the touchdown. And the Cardinals will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half.
And what a weapon he is at the tight end spot, because when they throw him the football downfield, they count on him getting additional yardage almost every time. And that's exactly what he did there. Caught that, ran with it, all the way to the end zone.
Extra point by Gay is up and good. And the lead is up to 5.
14. Broncos 9.
Following the touchdown, here's Gay to kick it away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25.
At their own 35-yard line.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Give them 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give them a first down.
A gain of 13 yards. And the Broncos 1st down.
Do your drive.
Back to throw. Nix. And that's incomplete.
I know tight ends love this route because a lot of times they'll take a block first and get a little bit of space and then come across the middle because in their mind, they're thinking catch the ball and then drop the hammer on the little guys in the secondary.
Unable to drop the hammer, he just dropped the pass. 2nd and 10. Well, looks like they'll move things around here.
Motion.
Off the bootleg. Nix. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. And nowhere to hide on that play.
No, there was not because every exit door, that was surrounded. I think that was supposed to be a bootleg, but he had no chance to get outside the pocket and try and make a play.
So a tough situation to overcome here. 3rd and 17.
Bombers. Joe.
Operating from the gun. Nix. It's caught by Bryant. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. They'll wind up with 17 on that one, but they're still a bit short here for 4th. They're going. It's Nix. That's to his running back, complete. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. Not often do 4th down conversions result in 23 yards, but that's the case here. 1st down.
It's a gain of 23 yards. 1st down, Denver.
Bombers. Joe.
To throw is Nix. That'll be complete to Harvey. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds.
And they'll use him out in the backfield and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago. There's another one right there.
And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the 1st half.
Captain. Hey, what's the motion?
The final shot before break. Nix. And this is caught for a Bronco touchdown. Pat Bryant in the final seconds of the 1st half. And the Broncos have taken the lead here in the final stages of this 1st half. Lutz to try to add the PAT. And he atones for his miss the first time around as this one is up and good to extend their lead.
16, Cardinals 14.
So still time for the kickoff here. 1 second to go in the half as this one is away. And that'll that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Broncos with a lead, and they will be receiving this kickoff here as quarter 3 is underway. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
The Broncos take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
At the 32-yard line.
A good position to be in here, 2nd and inches. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
This is really impressive because when the offenses are running RPOs, things move very quickly. Fake, ball's out of his hands, and they're trying to hit him in the gaps downfield. And instead, the defender reacts so well that he makes a play on it, and the ball falls incomplete.
Throwing Nix. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he will have the Broncos 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
But they certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another 1st down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 36 yards on the play.
And this is one of the toughest parts about being a defensive back. When a play breaks down like this, you're taught to plaster to a receiver. Find the nearest one and adhere yourself to it. But you can only stay with the receiver so long if the play continues to develop. He knows where he's going. You do not.
Nix to the air. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. 3rd quarter of a 2-point game. A good one so far. Here's 2nd and 10. Here's Nix. And it's caught. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Pat Bryant with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Broncos take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Lutz good on the extra point. And that makes this a 9-point game.
Will Lutz to kick off for the Broncos.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28.
At their own 28-yard line.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. They make their second half debut here, and things are looking a little bit tougher now. You give up the points there, Charles, that touchdown drive on the other side. So now it's a two-score game here. Got to be careful.
They certainly do, and I'm just wondering at halftime if those guys just looked into each other's eyes and realized what they've got to get done and come out a little bit more charged up, because if they don't get some kind of points here, that next drive, that could make this a three-possession game.
And this throw incomplete. The defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to third down.
And this drive is almost over before it began, thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on first down, followed by an incompletion, one more good rep, and they get off the field.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. He's got his target. That's complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Boy, a nice play there as they wind up converting on 3rd and 15.
That's good for our Cardinals. First down. 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Street. 18 backward. 19 tight. 19 tight. Buffalo 18.
Throwing, Duggan. And that is incomplete. Well, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
Got his man complete over the middle. It's Harrison. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game, because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
And that is too far out in front. He couldn't haul it in. Incomplete.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
Now the offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3.
Hawk 70. Big alert. Come 19.
Duggan now throw. A hit as he throws, and this is going to be incomplete. The Cardinals unable to convert there on 4th down. And that will force a turnover on downs. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. We have seen a lot of points here in this quarter. For us up here in the booth, it's been fun to watch. The defensive coordinators probably scratching their heads.
Yeah, they're going a little bit crazy right now, but let's face it, all of our friends who play fantasy, they're enjoying the heck out of this show, because most of them are creating and getting a bunch of points.
Yeah, points certainly not at a premium here. That's good for 28 yards. So into Cardinal territory now. It's 1st and 10 at the 27. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. To throw, here's Nix. And that is caught. Touchdown, Denver. A great effort there. 26 yards. And the Broncos are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Lutz will look to add the extra point. And that will make this a 16-point lead.
Makes the score Broncos 30, Cardinals 14. Will Lutz to kick off for the Broncos.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. shifts by him at the 25. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 30, right about the 29. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. And a drive that stalled out last time. Went for it on fourth, didn't get it. How does that translate here? I would imagine momentum's with the defense.
Definitely with the defense, because anytime anyone goes for it on fourth down, that's telling you as a defense that you can't stop us. We don't think that you can. And when you actually do, that may put a little dent in the confidence of the offense the next time they hit the field.
Yeah, we'll see if they can bring that pride to the offense this go-around. Throwing the football, he's not as sharp as he was last week when he was over 70%. Right now, he's under 50%.
Well, that comes from extra game film, extra time. You know those guys watched him all week, saw how precise he was, and constructed a defense to try and chip away at that, and thus far they've been successful.
79 Broncos.
Play clock down to 0, and that's going to be a delay. That flag, that'll push him back 5. And now after the delay of game, they're operating behind the sticks, 2nd and 15.
Let's go. 60, Panther 11, Panther 11, 60 Maverick, 60 Maverick. Dragon 60. Buffalo 18.
Duggan will look to throw this. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is a defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
19 tackles, 60 Bison, 60 Bison. Seven Pirates, 7 Pirates. Check go.
From the gun on 3rd down, Dugan. And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
So 4th and 15, but the offense is staying out there to go for it.
Hawks 70, Hawks, Cowboys 19 Lions. Trap 60, Trap 60. Mustang 19. Ready up.
They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Drew Sanders. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27. And that's a ball that he is going to want to keep, his first career interception in the National Football League.
And I love what teams do when that happens. You bring the ball to the sideline, the equipment guy grabs it, he puts a piece of tape on it, writes on it so that you know what it is, and then they tuck it away so that you can have it for later and put it on your mantle. Pretty good deal for him right there. Now he's eager to get back out on the field and get his second one.
Man open left side. It's his running back with it. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
Hey, Sean, let's go!
Harvey now on 1st and 10. A nifty move on the run, but ultimately stopped short of the goal line down at the 2. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal.
Brings up 2nd and goal.
They'll go. Here's Harvey. And he will take it in for a Bronco touchdown. R.J. Harvey punching it in from a yard away. And the Broncos get another third-quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. Lutz with the extra point. And that pushes the lead up to 23.
Will Lutz to kick off for the Broncos.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30.
At their own 28-yard line.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Go, check. Go, 90, 60 Bobcat. 60 Bobcat.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Duggan. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 5.
Here comes the blitz as they look to throw. And oh, he's just going to be short here. Barely. Maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches.
It's 4th down.
They're going to try and throw. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Broncos are going to get the football back in great field position.
Hold on, son. Ready.
Nick's going to give to Harvey. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Welcome back to the desert. We're in Glendale. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10.
Let's go now. Hard 70, hard 70.
Out of the gun, they go with Harvey. And tough sledding. They'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
From the gun on 3rd down, it's Nix. And that will be incomplete. But their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns. And it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy, because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out, because this one, it was over a long time ago.
Hey, shot, let's go! Hey, check.
They'll go for it. Here's Nix. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line.
And even with the game seemingly in hand, they're continuing to fire away, pressing the ball down the field. Listen, it's worked all day. No reason to go away from it now.
Oh, my son! Ready!
A handoff. Here's Harvey. Now he's able to break through one tackle, but it slowed him down enough that he could only manage getting back to the line of scrimmage. Defensively, though, they had a chance there to hit him for a loss. Couldn't get it done.
Looked like someone was able to knife into the backfield, but he wasn't able to get him down. But his compatriots, they were able to grab him at the line of scrimmage and not let him get any further downfield.
Oh, my son!
Over the middle, it's complete to McCaffrey. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown.
Touchdown, Denver.
Luke McCaffrey, his first touchdown on the year. And the Broncos look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this fourth quarter. Lutz good on the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead.
14. Will Lutz to kick off for the Broncos.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
First and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. Charles, we know that this offense is aggressive. We saw that last drive. They went for it on fourth down, didn't get it. Then they give up the touchdown. So now you feel like they really need to respond here.
They certainly do, but let's face it. Sometimes when you take that risk, you understand if you fail, a little more onus goes back on your ball club to try and pick themselves back up.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. He's got McBride here over the middle. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. 18 more yards there and another first down.
First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Let's go now. Trap 60. 60 Eagles. Dragon 60.
Looking to throw. Dugan. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10.
First and 10 at the 23-yard line.
19, go.
Back to throw. Dugan. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
So it looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But if this defense gets 2 more stops, they can keep them out of that area.
This is caught. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
First down. First and goal at the 1-yard line.
19, Tiger, 19.
Gibson is not going to get in. In fact, he'll lose a couple of yards back to the 3. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend. And that is caught. Well, they're going to see this one to the end. They get a score, but pretty much an exercise in futility right now. Still down big. Well, that's just how they drew it up, CD. His first read was there, got it to him quickly, and into the end zone.
Absolutely excellent execution by all involved. And the coordinator, got to give him credit, found the perfect play call. Quarterback let it fly as soon as the target came free, and his guy made a nice catch. Just how you draw it up in practice and then execute it in the game.
And this one incomplete. So they went for the 2. They don't get it.
The score, Broncos 44, Cardinals 20. Matt Gay set to kick off.
After the touchdown, it's Gay to kick this one away. And no thought of bringing this one out. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll begin the drive at the 30.
First and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate. But we'll see what they decide to do as they come out for this one. But the way that this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Bronco football as we get your reset here. Here's 2nd and 7. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. Now it's Nix. A short throw to Ingram. And he'll go out of bounds. It appears right at the 45.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
17 yards for the Broncos there as they've got themselves a first down. Hate to be blunt, but it is just continuing to prove to be the case that this O-line is manhandling this D-line right now.
They deserve to roll up their sleeves and show up their biceps because they're doing exactly what you just described, manhandling the defensive front. They've got the leverage, they're powering through, and they're controlling this game.
They'll swing this out to Harvey. Dances by him, and all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. That one goes for 24 yards. Partner, I know we're still in the afternoon slate here. Some primetime games still on the docket, but it's going to be tough to top this effort. What an offensive performance we have seen. They have been unstoppable. He's going to be sacked back at the 23-yard line. So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done.
It's 2nd down.
On the run, this is J.K. Dobbins. And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. They get 2 yards back, but they're going to need a lot more than that here on 3rd down. Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but, boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And, partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest. The